Ta-da! Back.
The other downside to this is that once the stream's finished and Twitch is storing it, Twitch shows the most recent stream to highlight. And it's the piece we're seeing right now, not all this morning's earlier streams.
Right.
I should maybe buy a different cable. I mean, this is an Apple connector. I thought that was the way to go. Would some other kind of connector be stronger?
I don't know. I feel like
There's not enough
the
depth
issue is
in
more, not enough depth
not enough
inside
depth.
of
It just
the
doesn't go
computer.
in chunky enough. It's too shallow. The USB things are quite solid, but that lightning thing just doesn't go in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about that. Excuse us again.
Did you already answer a question about when you first started? Did you ever worry about gouging too deep, or did it never
I didn't
matter?
see that.
Oh.
I usually, it was the other way around. I was always too shallow at the beginning until eventually, as you get more experience printing, you try and find the right balance.
Yeah.
The problem with that, the huge problem for me over the years with that, is that for 25 years, the guy who carved these blocks was the guy who printed these blocks.
Right.
So the depth I carved suited the pressure I used, the barons I had, the kind of paper I used. It was all one of a kind.
It was for you. Yeah.
For me. So, and now it's different. We get printers who like to push quite a bit harder, and we might be using some different kinds of paper, and it's different. It's different. And then there's the left-hand, right-hand problem, which actually has a factor.
Yeah.
I would, when there's an island left, I would carve around it. It's probably not going to show unless I zoom out. On a bigger block, if there was an island left, I would carve the space around it on this angle, because David, when he comes to use his brush later on, I use my brush this way.
Right.
So I could come closer here, but I need to be farther here.
Right.
Then a right-handed printer comes along with that block, and they're doing it this way, and all of a sudden they're bumping here and here.
Yeah.
So generically, there's a way to do it, but I wasn't carving generically. I was carving for myself.
Yeah.
So, and we still have that problem. We'll pull blocks out of the storeroom that I carved years ago for printing by the printers, and they're all like, "Oops." So it comes
How do
back
you use
to me.
this thing?
Yeah, so it comes back to me here, and I've got to clean them up and touch them up so that they can be worked on easily by a right-handed printer. But in the beginning, I was too shallow. Absolutely, beginners always are. They're too shallow. It's sometimes okay when you're only making 2 copies of a print or 10 copies of a print. The blocks don't have to be carved so deeply sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you're doing a couple hundred copies, the pigment builds up and you need more clearance and more depth. Helicopter, what's that? Traffic control or something?
Yeah. Interesting. The sound apparently took a while to come back, but the video was running? I don't know.
The sound at the moment is plugged into the same video adapter that the main screen is showing, this one.
Yeah.
That's where the sound is coming through this video. So if they should have come back together.
Okay. Okay, others are saying it's fine, so. Oh well. Sorry.
What's on your schedule today, sir? Before the weekend? Orders in inbox.
Yeah,
of course.
those ones, there are a few, but no other major projects. So if you have something you'd like me to tackle, I am here.
But, I know the thing we were talking about yesterday, the multi-currency thing for the partners. I had said it's an easy switch and I'll do it tonight. It still isn't an easy
Still
switch.
isn't an
It
easy
still isn't.
switch. Okay.
And the reason is, inside every item in the catalog, of course, are stored the 4 prices.
Yep.
Nothing to do with shipping. The prices of the item are stored there. And when somebody accesses the catalog on the website, they first get the thumbnail page, then they click to see an item. And the page is built at that time.
Right.
The page is constructed at that time. And the price of the item, the way the system currently works, is the same as our regular catalog. It pulls the price that is stored in the catalog page. US price, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But that's extraneous of shipping.
Right.
Because what we were doing with partner pages, we were doing shipping inclusive prices and then trying to make it so that it added it on.
Yeah.
It means the display page has to understand how to do that.
Okay.
Not the catalog Henshu page, not
Right.
the catalog editing page, but the display page has
Okay.
to understand what different currency is involved
Yeah.
and put them all together. And whatever, I shouldn't be wasting other people's time about this, but simply the display page gets the item, puts a photo up, looks in the catalog, what's the price, puts the price up. It doesn't build shipping into it because it's just a display page.
Right.
So I would have to rebuild the display page so that it knows that it's not a regular Mokohankan item, that it's a see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the regular Mokohankan items just goes to get the price, displays it.
Yeah.
So it's a major conceptual difference, not just a little tweak in
But last night when we made the change on just to test the shipping changes, it added them together and displayed them as US dollars. So shouldn't it be able to add together
what it
euros or pounds or something?
No, it had added them together and saved them in the catalog page as the US dollar price. So if you'd gone and edited it again, it would have added in EMS again on top of that and saved it again as the price. I'm sorry, I can't quite remember the quirk of it, but it really is a quirk that's not easily solvable.
Got it.
And the one way for you and me to do this in the short term is just take away that EMS thing on that editing page. And you and I know, build in the shipping price to the item. And it'll store it as the price of the item, shipping price built in, and then take away shipping completely for everything on the display page of those things. Whatever, once we're off, I'll show you.
Okay. Talking about a path, or someone asked, is carving stressful or relaxing? How is it for you? And then someone said that you've said it's really relaxing. You could do it all day. And then they had previously asked, I think I was here the day, Iron Octothorpe asked, do you ever get antsy? And he told me no, but he has Twitch and a window and show and tell and is always changing what's going on. So do you get antsy? I don't know. Is that antsy
That's
or
a
is
good
it?
question. Soka. I know. I'm not quite sure what to say. Because the camera is on here and because I have a responsibility to look at the chat and answer questions and do stuff, then I am doing different things. I know when the camera's not on, I just sit here and carve. And I don't, after 30 minutes, I got to get up and move and I'm getting bored with this and stuff like that. That really doesn't happen, I think. Having said that, I know the 25 years I did this, that's how I did that. Sat down on my bench, came after breakfast, sat down and carved all day.
Yeah.
But clearly my brain is going through the same kind of change that all of our brains are going through these days, and that we're moving to an era with shorter attention span and stuff. And although I don't have a smartphone, I'm not particularly prone to that particular problem with attention span. My life has dramatically changed. I've got a business, I've got stuff going on, there's things yelling and screaming at me all day long.
Yeah.
And it's quite possible that I'm just, that I myself have lost that ability to sit here for
Hours
8 hours and hours and hours and hours to do that. And my easy excuse is, well, I'm not doing that because Cameron keeps bothering me. Whatever. These things around me keep bothering me. And I can really do that. It's like, I can quit anytime I want. That kind of fire. But I really don't know the answer to that, because it could be that I have actually lost my attention focus that I had those years.
Yeah.
For a little bit of a different reason than many of us do, the smartphone.
Yeah.
So I've got to, I don't really know how to answer that question with a whole bunch of confidence. If I do keep getting up and doing something else, is it because my life has changed and those things are demanding my time? Or is it because Dave has lost his ability to focus on this for hours and hours at a time? It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answer.
Speaking of show and tell, Dave is getting way too much done here. Any chance of show and tell?
Well, here you go. Right away, there. That's the thing right there, right?
Yeah. I bet you could guess who that was. Ken Hallett.
One of those.
Making trouble.
I know, that's true, it's there. And we were planning that next video, right? And we chatted a little bit about it yesterday, what we should do. And right, even this morning, while I was carving and while I was chatting with these people, there is still X% in the back of my mind is already planning David's choice number 8.
Background process.
Yeah, it's background process running.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, that question never said that. It's a big thing. My brain now has many more background processes running than it did.
Yeah.
Whatever, 10 years or so ago before I hired people, before I opened the shop. Absolutely. And to read a part of that, that's one of the reasons why I did take the leap and open Wakahankan. We've talked about this before. I made the little mental spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Should I have the enjoyable, peaceful, quiet life for the rest of my life? Or should I, at age 60, blow it open and bring in a bunch of distractions and surround myself with young people to keep my brain active and to keep myself alive rather than just sliding down? I made that choice.
Yeah.
So yeah, these things are all blended together, you know. And it might be quite true. I can no longer concentrate properly, but that's the decision I made at age 59 for the rest of my life. To put myself in a situation where I couldn't quietly concentrate.
Yeah.
The downside is I lose my concentration ability. The plus side is I stay alive.
Yeah.
I'm mentally active and alive. So yeah, there's some sort of paradoxical things here that, you know. For you, it's not a problem. You got a 2-year-old kid, a wife, and a job. You know, you got enough to keep you busy. You don't need to worry about what do I need to put into my life to make sure I stay alive and active. You're surrounded by it. You know, noisy boss, the kid, the wife, the whole thing. You know? I didn't have those things when I was 59 years old.
Right. Wakahankan, the original fountain of youth in Asakusa.
Well, yeah, in a sense, yes. I mean, I can't say fountain of youth, but yes, something to stay alive to. You know? I saw my dad. He retired around that age, around 60. He stopped gigging and playing sax outside and stuff. You know, partly maybe he must have felt it like that. Partly from pressure from my mom. You know, it's time for you to sit at home and talk to me instead of going out to play music. You know? And whatever, you know.
Hope I'm not saying the name incorrectly, but someone named Dina Norland. So, hi David, I just want to say hi and thank you for all your wonderful videos on YouTube. I bought some materials to try carving and printing and I'm super excited about it.
Right.
Freelance illustrator, so it's mostly for the art, but I also love working with my hands, so I'm excited to give it a go. Give it a go.
Go for it, yes, absolutely. So, the group would be interested in see what you come up with. You know, the Acolytes page, it's not all that busy. It could be busier.
Yeah, lately it's gotten a little quieter. Someone whose handle or name is Heels Only. Has David ever seriously cut himself when carving? It's funny to... But no, we've talked about that recently. There've been... There
is a scar right now. I did cut myself last week. And Audrey's fault.
But that wasn't carving. I
was trying to gesture somebody with a hand and knife in my hand. No, the risk of cuts here is extreme. You know, I'm breaking that rule by cutting towards myself. But the knife is always supported. There's no free hand cutting where you put your knife, you know, your hand down and slice towards you. There's no free hand cutting at all.
Right.
Even right now, what am I doing? The knife is there. It's being pushed by my thumb. I don't have anything. Even if the wood broke and it slid forward, I could damage some of the things on the block here. But there's none of my own body that's in the way to get cut. So. Well, I'm really a bit curious still why people always, it's basically every day almost that we get asked that or somewhere in the stream. You know,
Yeah.
how often do you cut yourself or how bad do you cut yourself? And it's a bit curious why people get asked that.
Yeah.
Just because there's a knife involved?
Yeah. Haven't you noticed Dave only has 9 fingers? No.
It's my big secret. We have to. Which,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
there they are. You
10.
know,
Oh,
wow,
there they are.
and no scars, no nothing, whatever. You know, seems okay. There's that cut. Like I said, I cut myself last week, waving the knife.
Oh yeah, waving the knife in the air, not carving.
I really am curious about that question. When I first had a chance to talk to one of the carvers here, Ito-san, for that episode,
Yeah.
what can I say? I never would have dreamed. Do you cut yourself all the time? I wouldn't have ever thought about it, And yet it's something that people seem to get a thing about. Really curious.
That fan page that I just linked to for you. That's the group that Dave was mentioning.
It's a Facebook page set up by the fans. It's not our own Facebook page, right? The one you link.
Yeah. But it's a group of people who are carving and printing.
Actually doing it. So from having watched these streams.
Cuts, splinters, and repairs are by far the most popular questions lately. Yeah, someone just asked about a repair too, so I pulled up the bot for that.
I get that one because that is a thing, and in the earlier years, there were much more. In fact, the part of the job I'm doing right now, clearing with these chisels, was the part when I really had the most mistakes. I kept the chisel not so sharp enough. I wasn't so careful, and I would push a bit of wood like this, and pop, it would pop, and the knife would travel forward and smack this. And then also, when carving the lines, I didn't have my knife deep enough. So maybe there would be a shallow part here that I couldn't see, and then when it came time to carve the wood away beside it, that line would pop out. So this part of the process with the ice chisels were the most prone to popping lines out. And it was just chronic for me until finally I guess, Dave, sort this out. What are you doing wrong? Why does that, the same thing kept happening again and again and again. So at some point you got to tell yourself, look, figure this out. What are you doing wrong?
Got it.
I think that's an important concept, the fact that you have to really consciously grab control of some of these things. You can't just...
I messed up.
Put the time in. No, I mean, you can't just put the time in mindlessly and expect you're going to get better. You really have to drive the process,
Yeah.
At the end of each print, look at it. Crap, how could that be better, and stuff like that. And if you do that, then you're going to get better, I think, provided you've got the physical capabilities for the job you're trying to do. But if you don't drive the process, they talk about this, what is it, 10,000 hours? You put your 10,000 hours in and you're going to be a pro, I don't think that's how it works. You have to be proactive, or have a coach or whatever. Even last week we saw that upstairs. Mitamura-san was watching me do the sizing. And he noticed that my board was bent. Whatever, embarrassing to talk about it, but there it is. Even at this level of my work, I'm still finding ways that I'm screwing up. I did sizing last night using Aoyama-san's new boards, the flat ones, and it's so much easier. I can't believe I was that's a part of the paradox, not paradox, part of the way I do this, This guy, my dad had the same thing. He was a professional musician, but he had crap instruments. He never had pro instruments. And part of it was whatever, money goes to your kid's shoes rather than buying yourself a top sax one.
Yeah.
But along the way, he could have got pro instruments. But it was stupid pride. It's okay. Even with this junk crap thing that I'm forced to use,
I can make it sound good.
I can still make it sound good,
Yeah.
And it was a silly thing for him to have done, and it's a silly thing for me to do with my little cardboard box full of crap tools. Doesn't matter. That's all I got, but look what I can make with it.
Yeah.
I know this is wrong. And here I am. I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm still doing it the wrong way. It's because it's so easy to get into the tool thing. You buy a little drawer, you put some tools in, you sharpen them, and they look nice. You get one more, and they look nice. And the Gosho-san, the Baron maker, not Goto-san, the Baron maker, Gosho-san, the Baron maker, he's a tool collector.
Okay.
And he's got a 4.5 mat room and I cannot count how many tools. You can't see the walls for the drawers of tools. He's got a 4.5, all of them sharpened at 10 degrees, 20 degrees, 25 degrees, 30 degrees, 35 degrees, 45.
Oh my goodness.
And so for him, it's a compulsion the other way to me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make prints anymore. He just
likes this.
yeah, he likes the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
Because I can see myself more. I could see I'd love that drawer with all those things and it would be so nice. So I get the attraction for that. So for me, to make sure that doesn't happen, I flip the switch too far the other way.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
I
I'm
won't get
absolute
anything
idiot.
new.
I don't. So, and I got the same cardboard box. The chisels bang the tops. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
I think it's a common issue with people in any craft. I've heard of photographers, they have something they've called gear acquisition syndrome. They just get tons of lenses and new camera bodies and stuff. And
you
what are
forget
you
about
going to do
taking
with all
pictures,
this stuff? Yeah, you forget about taking the
so.
pictures.
But yeah, is there a syndrome the other way then? Because whatever it is,
I don't know.
I've got it. You know. So.
Poor man syndrome? No.
No.
I can't afford any new lenses.
But clearly, I can.
Yeah, you
afford
can't
this,
afford
right?
some new
you know,
knives.
So it's character. But because I see it in my dad, or saw it in my dad,
Right.
did I learn it from him, or is it the little twist of enzymes in the DNA? Or whatever?
Yeah.
I can't answer the question. But
I don't know.
he was quietly proud. I'm a bit too noisy. He wasn't noisy.
A bit too noisy.
But he wasn't surrounded by all the stuff, you know,
Yeah.
the streaming and all that stuff.
Right.
So he was quietly proud that he could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it probably hurt his career in a sense, because there was probably jobs he didn't get because people didn't see him as a complete professional.
Because he didn't have the newest, shiniest.
the newest Chinese gear, or just professional gear.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
You go to a job in a studio, CBC studio in 1965, whatever, and your sax case has a piece of rubber around it to hold it together, and it's a student level saxophone.
Yeah.
The contractor for that job sees this, you know.
Yeah.
And okay, Dad did okay on the actual stand, but that was part of the image that he projected, and it wasn't professional. And it's for me too. I got a piece of stupid tape around this brass thing that should have been replaced.
Decades
It's
ago.
probably 5 years ago. I don't even want to talk about it. But there it is. I'm honest and open about it. It's the stress between those two things.
Yeah.
Look how good I am. I can make such beautiful prints even with amateur tools. How can I admit this in front of whatever? We are who we are.
Yeah.
I can laugh about now because there's a stage in life where it just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, how was I, Mom?
if we're not comfortable with our DNA by the time we're 67 years old, then crap, you ain't ever going to be comfortable. I think laugh or cry, or both.
Or both. John Becker says, and that's why I'm not buying that 200 to 500 millimeter lens we talked about. I've survived gas.
I'm not sure that's true, because he did have some pretty interesting gear when he showed up here.
Yeah.
We weren't able to rent. So I think John is perhaps a little bit in denial there. I'm not quite sure. You know, I'd like to see his full toolkit.
Yeah.
How many lenses do you have, John? How many camera bodies do you have? Is there an AA for cameramen?
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure I trust him on that. But
Photographers and
at least in my field, there isn't a new model of knife that comes out every year.
Yeah.
Stuff.
No, I've been pretty good about that. I don't buy stuff anymore unless it's going to make me money. So makes sense.
So he says, you know, it's okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Deadshot Diesel says, I find that some $30 watercolors are better than some $150 watercolors. If it works, it works. Price doesn't always mean everything. I think
No,
that's true
right.
too.
So. But how much is common sense and how much is not common sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, John, for answering Dinah Norland's question, saying, how do you take care of the woodblock? Do you stain after carving? Never. Just leave it bare. And
In our
make
tradition,
it,
I can't. That's not a global thing, because people using machine plywood and stuff. Graham Scholes in Canada, he dresses them with a light wood glue and stuff like that. So in our tradition, using cherry, we don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's the raw wood, cut raw, printed raw, stored raw, cleaned raw, everything in our tradition.
And you do wash it off after.
Yes, yes and no. I mean, we
Like scrub a little bit, but you don't need to make it look like this again.
exactly. You know, excess pigment gets washed off. The girls take it to the sink, put it under a bit of running water, and away you go.
Yeah.
And then stand it up on edge to dry out before it gets wrapped up for storage.
Yep.
We're not afraid of water at all. And sometimes, in the case of a block that's it's a couple of years old and it's started to warp and printing it, we've got a water. She's got a water bucket up. You saw Aggie-san do this. Well, that was probably before you came, I think. We have an actual water bucket, and sometimes the block has to go in there underwater with a weight on top of it to keep it under.
Yeah.
The old Doi Hunger blocks to absorb enough water to stretch out to where it was because it's dried out and shrunk.
For the last
So the blocks
30
will be in the
years
water for
or
like 24 hours, and she tests it out and measures it and tests it and measures until it gets
Wow.
big enough again.
Yeah, John's completely right. They're cherry glued to plywood cores, so they're very warp resistant.
The new ones we're using,
yeah.
yes, absolutely. So.
Yeah, they're not going to bend all out of shape. Talking about buying crap art supplies. It means it's not a catastrophe if I mess up, plus I feel safer experimenting because you're not throwing away $5 per brush stroke or anything.
Of course, common sense. Yeah. What do you mean craft supplies? I didn't have craft supplies when I started.
No,
What
not
was in
craft.
the kitchen.
Yeah, crappy art supplies is what they're saying.
What do you mean? I didn't buy art supplies. The first half a dozen prints.
Yeah.
X-Acto knife, piece of wood from the fireplace, watercolor tubes that the kids.
How are the actual designs picked? Someone asks. That's,
You're talking generically or here at Mokuhanka? What do you mean? I don't know.
I guess, probably here at Mokuhankan. These ones were commissioned, right?
Yeah, John Amos designed these for me, and he now knows the requirements. This is the third year in a row he's done this for me,
Yeah.
so he knows exactly what we want. I simply send him, John, we're ready to do it again. Are you cool with this?
Yeah.
We pay him for this, of course. He knows exactly what I want, so he sent me. What was this? There was no back and forth. He sent the first sketch because he knows what we're into now.
Yeah.
He's a real pro.
Yeah.
So he sent a rough pencil sketch. I think.
I think we have that,
I think is
yes.
that the first sketch or the second sketch?
Not sure.
It says 2019. It's near.
It's 2019
yeah,
series?
Yeah.
Nope.
No. It says Patreon. It goes down.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Here's one of the sketches. I don't know if it's the first or the second.
It was the first or the second. I can't remember. And as soon as I saw it, I said, John, go for it. Clean it up. I think, this might be the first because I asked him, highlight the wave a bit more.
Yeah.
You know, because it's almost like a great wave. I said, highlight it a bit more, bring
Yes,
it up.
it
And he
does
did.
look a
And he
little
made
bit.
it, he popped it out of the boundary, and we're going to
Yeah.
carve it so that it pops out of the boundary.
Fun.
But he's a total pro. He got really close to the bullseye with what I want because he knows what I want. And the coloring, he's already worked out a color scheme. We may or may not stick to it because he wants one more block than I really wanted to use for this. But we'll work that out. But then the other stuff, the ones we do with Jed, this year's subscription series, Jed and I work back. Morning, Kawai-san. Oh, haircut.
ヘアカットしました。スプリングなんで、ちょっと
そうか。
スプリング。
Nice.
ちょっと筋肉痛です。
You're
I
exercising?
decided that I exercise, go to the gym.
Oh, nice.
A little bit too much, so
朝早い夜
夜です。
じゃあ家の近くにある
家の近くです。もうちょっと。
じゃあ24時間営業やってるジム
まあ10時、not 24時間。まあ11時半とか、11時半ぐらいまで。
田原町駅の近くにありますね24時間メブになるとカードタップ夜3時でも使えますしとかそう担当がないです係がない Good news.
Yeah.
じゃあもう3年前タバコやめて
タバコやめてちょっとヘルシー
Good. おめでとうございます Good.
Very nice. It's getting healthy. That's great. Is he quitting smoking? He did 3 years ago. They just said, yeah. 3 years ago, and now he's going to the gym regularly, it sounds like. So
Starting today, so we'll see how that works out. But no, he's
that's his plan.
good. Yeah, good kind, good kid. Midlife crisis or something. Who's next? Me. I'm the one that should be going to the pool every morning.
You're swimming.
Yeah.
Someone asked, and I think you already answered it earlier, but about the wave. Are you going to leave the borderline or cut,
No,
cut
of
out
course
the
not. It's
borderline?
going to pop out.
Okay.
Yeah, I did this from an InDesign file,
Yeah.
and I had pasted in an EPS thing, and I didn't remember how to make points on the line to. It's a path to show.
Yeah.
And I use that like once a year, so I can never remember how to break a path into two parts and take out
Got
the
it.
middle. So no, I'll carve the wave, and the line will come. These points.
Yep. Sounds good.
So are we getting close to time, Cameron San?
9:25.
Okay, who's next? Teiko-san's coming, right? It's going to be Teiko-san, Kawai-san in the shop today.
Did Evelyn decide whether she's coming again, or
I don't know. We left it, and her husband came and picked her up. And when
okay.
she said she wants to come again tomorrow, his face went
oh,
something like that. So I wasn't quite sure. So they're going to talk about it. So my guess is she won't be here today.
yeah,
And also, too, it's common sense because she's got those examinations
Yeah,
next
she has
week,
some
and she
big
really should be.
studying.
Yeah, there's all the time in the world later on to hang around here. So
Yeah.
I think she should be doing her own work for a few days. So it could be that we won't see her for a week or so because her stuff is what, Wednesday and Thursday? And
Yeah, she's got some big exams
Placement exam.
placement tests for classes. She said, "I don't want to be placed in a lower class than
gotta
I'm
get it.
actually able to succeed in." Because her school doesn't let you move up. It'll push you back down if you
really?
test
Really,
too
really?
high, and then, this is too hard. She said it's easy to go down a level, but much harder to jump up.
it's funny. This is a language school she's talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, Japanese courses. So she wants to brush up enough so she can show what she actually knows instead of
okay.
score too low. And then
I'm
be
really
bored.
happy with the way she's working out now. Really, really cheerful girl. That's
Yeah.
number one for me. You know, she hits my cheerful button, which is what I want, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also intelligent and just good.
Has ideas and stuff,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's good.
She has a little bit of difficulty with. She be careful. She might be listening. I don't know. There was yesterday a couple times in the shop. People asked her questions that she obviously didn't know yet.
Yeah.
And I wish she would pass on to me a bit more quickly. She
Okay.
sort of semi-tried to answer, and when it's something she really doesn't know anything about, or any of the new stuff, when they don't know it, please
Because
don't
they're new,
try.
yeah.
You know, it's not negative to say I don't know.
Yeah.
Just clearly say I don't know, and pass on to somebody who does.
Mm-hmm. Where's she from? She's from Germany.
So, I don't know where. It was funny. We had two groups of German customers yesterday.
Yeah. She was so happy to get to use German.
It's funny, they come in runs. We've been having French all the time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any German people for a while. And
Yeah.
yesterday, two of them while she was here. It's great.
Yeah.
It was a real mixed day yesterday. A couple of groups from Germany. Then we had a group and a print party from Israel, which is not so common for us.
Yeah.
We don't get too many from Israel. And just after they left, a group of 8 or 9 or 10 people from Iran came in.
Iran, wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking, I'm kind of happy these people didn't all come at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that is an interesting thing. But my experience, people who are from countries that don't get along seem to be able to get along
Totally
on an
okay,
individual
yeah.
level.
We've never, ever had it. Yeah, never. Yeah. Yeah. National characteristics and human beings are they're different things.
They're totally different. Yeah.
And the idea that every Iranian person hates Israel is obviously clearly not true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I didn't talk to them about it.
Yeah.
Didn't bring it up, but we've never, ever had a problem.
Yeah.
Part of it, it's the number one thing. You know, the people who are traveling around the world, the people we see, it's a selected group. The
Yeah.
kind of people who take the impetus and desire to get a passport and to go and see other countries.
Mm-hmm.
And by definition, that's the kind of person who is open to different ideas
yeah.
and to meeting other people. And they chose to go and meet other people.
Yeah.
So it's really a selected subset of humanity that we see here.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out people mostly get along face to face at one sense, and I think that's true.
And this is sort of especially true in the case of the Americans. I'm not being snide or sarcastic here, but the only kind of Americans we see here are, by definition, the kind of Americans who have chosen to get a passport. And that's, I don't know what the percentage is, it's around half or something, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read is that a lot of Americans have never actually left their own country.
Yeah. Well, it is a big country.
Yeah,
There's a lot to see in
I get it. So I understand
within the
that. So
boundaries.
compared to European, you can't become an adult without already having been to half a dozen countries.
Yeah.
Of course, I understand why. I'm not being critical, but it is a thing that there are lots of Americans who haven't traveled,
Yeah.
and the ones we see
Have
are the
traveled,
ones who
or they
travel.
wouldn't be here.
So- The same thing was true a generation of Japanese. There were very few Japanese who had ever had the chance to go overseas.
Yeah.
Speaking about the 1960s and 70s and stuff, of course.
One day I would love to make it to Japan. I just don't know about that flight time. I don't know where you're coming from, but most flights here are pretty long. But
Oh, so
you can
what?
get through it, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it beats walking. I mean,
Yeah.
what? I don't know about the flight time. It's just an airplane. You sit in a seat and you read a book or go to sleep or whatever. And they feed you some bad food, and
Yeah.
10, 12 hours later, you're where you're going.
Hmm. John Becker says, I've met people who haven't left their own counties, not countries. I don't know, is that true? It could be. It's true, he says. Interesting. Wow.
That's room for all kinds of people in the world.
Yep.
Okay. We won't be seeing many of those people for a pink party, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's,
Yeah.
self-selected.
Yeah. What about people who don't leave their own house? The username is Sadville. I think that's appropriate.
There was a thing here a while back, right? White
Yeah.
hikikomori.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still a thing or not. I don't know.
I think they do still exist. It is a Sadville. It's a sad life, I think, to have no social interactions at all. To be stuck inside, unless forced to by other circumstances.
Go on and take us on the low.
But people who elect to stay home, it sounds hard.
The thing is, though, these days it's possible to stay home and never go anywhere and still have
Yeah.
tons of social interactions. Of course.
True.
I think Cameron said we better wrap this up, right?
Yep.
I'd like to get up
You're
there
right.
and see how the parties are going, check the schedule. Let's work out you and me. There are a bunch of things we can do here
Yes,
today.
there are.
Yeah.
We will see you all next time. I hope.
What do I need to look up?
I think so.
See you next. What is the plan? Today is
Friday.
Friday.
So tomorrow I'm not around. Said you might have the camera.
Yeah, I'll be
outside.
here. I won't be sizing. I did sizing last night, so I'll be right here, same time, same place. We can see there's lots of work for me still to do on this block, so I'll be
Yep.
here carving. If I remember, and if it's not raining, I will take the second camera and put it
Yeah.
out to view the street.
Cool.
What's the worst that could happen? What could go wrong?
If someone runs off with it, you'll see who they are. Just kidding. It's not.
See you tomorrow, gang. Thanks very much again. Bye-bye.
Bye.